Today I'm going to talk about white privilege. What is that anyway? Look at that. I own a camera. How did I do that? That's weird. So, I'm black, right? How do I get this camera? See, as a black person, I could walk into the store, use some money that I acquired, and I bought this camera. Wow, how did I do that? I'm black and impressed. Didn't I not have the ability to do that, to buy a camera? That's weird. I have food in my house. How did I get it in there? I had some money. I worked for it. Somebody gave it to me. I sold some products. I got some money. Now I can be able to go to the store and buy some products. I have these clothes. I didn't make any of these clothes. Who made them? I didn't. So, how did I get them? Well, I had some money from the products I sold. I went to a store and I was able to buy these clothes. There's furniture in my house. How did I get it? I had some money. I went to a store and I was able to purchase some furniture, and now I have furniture in my house. That's weird. How did I get it? I'm black and I'm oppressed. That would mean that everything that I have, somebody was stopping me from getting it. But somehow I got it anyway. That's weird. I don't know. You should tell me. Anyway, so you got this white privilege thing. Now, a lot of people don't know. Whites don't have it that good. When you look at like the top earners, you'll see that you got Indians, Arabs, Asians, and Nigerians on top. They're the most educated and make the most money. And I met a lot of Africans. They live really good lives. So I don't know. People talk about this privilege thing, but I don't. What are you talking about? I mean, people say, well, you know, whites, they're treated better. Treated better by who? Mostly blacks. Who put white people up on a pedestal and treat them a little bit differently, or even better? Blacks do. You know, who talks about race more? Blacks do. Who says the most racist stuff? Blacks do. Matter of fact, if you know any blacks and you hung around them long enough, if you're black and you hung around blacks, usually when blacks say racist stuff, they usually say around other blacks. But hey, I guess that don't make them racist, right? Because blacks don't have no power. So who cares? They can say racist stuff. As long as they don't accumulate no power, they'll be alright. You know, they don't have privilege. That's pretty good privilege. And you don't have to accumulate no power and no responsibility. And you can say a bunch of racist stuff. As long as you don't accumulate no power, you'll be alright. You can say whatever you want. Instead of saying, hey, why don't we accumulate some power and help our people? Instead of saying, well, I kind of like this, you know, I can say racist stuff, and if somebody accused me of racism, well, I don't have no power, so, well, it doesn't matter. I'm not racist, because I don't have no institution. So, as long as I make sure that I have no power and no institution, or anything to prove that, hey, I have power, yeah, I can say racist stuff all I want. How's that going to help us? Ain't going to help nobody. Well, yeah, And what is it about black people that we can't have our own way of thinking? We always gotta be following somebody. Black women have womanism. They say, well, we don't have enough power, we don't have enough numbers, so we gotta join feminism. And then you got Black Panthers. Well, we don't have enough power, so we gotta join the hippies. Because, they're white, they got all this power, ours ain't enough, so let's join. And we're Republicans. They say, well, Democrats got all the power, they got more numbers, we need to join these people. Let's join the Democrats. You know what? Better yet, let's become Democrats. Wow. So, that's crazy, right? Keep joining stuff. Why do we keep joining stuff all the time? We can't wait. We can't do the work. We gotta keep joining stuff. Here's the thing about protesting and marching and stuff like that. Nobody's oppressing you. Nobody's stopping you from doing that. Here you got protesters standing in front of cops, spitting at them, yelling at them, throwing rocks at them, and they have the privilege of not getting arrested. But yeah, of course, if you touch one of them, you try to fight one of them, yeah, you're going to jail. Yeah. But like anything I was saying, everything I had, nobody stopped me from getting it. I was able to get it. I was able to walk into a store. Nobody stopped me. There was no sign that said colors only or whites only. Nothing stopped me. Every day I wake up, the government's not stopping me. White people are not stopping me from doing anything. Like, if nobody's stopping you from being a good father or stopping you from taking care of your kids. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's putting a gun to your head. You gotta have 5 kids and get on welfare. It's like, what? Come on. Anyway, so crazy, isn't it? Talk about these things, we don't even know what they are. We keep saying they're privileges. I don't. What are privileges? Like, be able to not be oppressed? I don't see any of that in America. I can do whatever I want. I can be fat if I want. I can be dumb if I want. I can be smart if I want. I can be skinny if I want. I can act like there's racism. I can act like I'm oppressed. I can protest dumb things. I can protest things that are useful. Things that are not useful. I have a right. God-given right. Not everything is God-given. Property isn't God-given. Your right to live is God-given. But to say, well, I own this land because I was here first, that's not God-given. If it was, then animals couldn't kick other animals off a land. Animals could kick other animals off of land all the time. I mean, the squirrels and the mice and the goats and the horses and the cows and the bears, they change territory all the time. They're being kicked off their land all the time. And nobody questions it. Animals don't question it. They just wait for them to die out or leave. And then they'll go back. Well, anyway, so if there is some type of privilege that whites have, shouldn't we figure out how to acquire it? Shouldn't we figure out what it is and how do we get it? So we can have it too. Because right now, Nigerians, they're benefiting from this so-called white privilege. Because they get their PhDs from white colleges. They get scholarships from white people. They get their jobs from white people. And now they're overtaking the whites. So they got Nigerian privilege now, and they're African. You would think they would be oppressed the most. But yet, they have the most PhDs and a higher number of high-level jobs, high-paying jobs. Asians too, Indians too. So, hey, they're not discouraged by this so-called white privilege thing. They could care less. As you're arguing about white privilege, they saying, boy, let's focus on education. Go to some nice colleges, get our kids into marketing and doctorate and medicine and the media, whatever. Eventually they're going to overtake all these people, and they're going to be chilling. So as you arguing about the old plan, they created a new plan. So, you know, they give you the old plan. You think this is the old plan, white privilege. White privilege was 50 years ago. That don't apply no more. So it's not going to take that long for the Indians, who are now mostly the ones being hired by whites, to own the companies. It ain't going to take that long for the Asians to, at first now just getting hired by whites, to move up into the company and not own the companies. It's not going to take that long for the Mexicans just to get hired by the landscaping businesses and agriculture businesses, farming. It's not going to take that long for them to move up and own these farms and own landscaping businesses. So as the whites and blacks are whining about who got privilege and who don't, the other people are going to be moving on up to the east side and they're going to be overtaking these companies, and they're going to be running these countries, this country and the companies one day. As we're whining about the old plan, they're going to be making a new plan. But anyway, peace out.